everybody. Thanks for joining us. We take a look at your weekend forecast for February 11th through the 13th, and we're looking at relatively quiet weather pattern that we've been in for a bit here. We're warm, although we will cool off for Sunday, and we will have some chance for some flurries, maybe a sprinkle on Saturday, and also some light flurries again with the second system on Sunday, but no real significant weather that's going to cause travel issues or anything like that coming up. Although this does mean that good weekend to get outside there and get into those outdoor activities. Great weekend to be out there. The snowshoeing and the cross-country skiing is not great, but there is enough snow to do it, particularly if you find a spot where it's groomed. You can find some spots to do that. Lake ice or pond ice has gotten to a point where ice fishing is good. Great weekend for that. It's a good weekend to ski too. Ski areas have made a lot of snow. Ski conditions are pretty good as far as things like that go. So it's a good weekend to get out there and try to enjoy as the days get a little bit longer and we head towards spring. Try to do that this weekend. I think it's a great weekend to enjoy what's going on out there. In terms of what's going on specifically with our weather, here's our first system, which will bring us a few flurries really tonight, and then some flurries or sprinkles tomorrow. It's a clipper system, called a clipper because it comes from, usually called an Alberta clipper because they tend to form in Alberta, and they tend to clip across the country. They don't tend to bring a lot of precip with them because there is no moisture feed really into the storm. It's too far away from the Gulf of Mexico, and it's too far from the Atlantic. The only time that changes is once in a while these storms will dig to a certain point. They'll tap and kind of redevelop a storm that quickly forms off the coast and wraps moisture in. But that's not what this one's going to do. This is just going to do what a lot of clippers do. This one's going to go to our north. When they come and they come right through and go south of us, what they tend to do is drag in Arctic air. This one will not really drag in too much Arctic air. We will get a little bit of this air on the backside of it, although not nearly this cold. However, it is good to note for our weather coming up, going down the line, there's still a lot of cold air in Canada. Not surprising in mid-February, but a lot of cold air locked up in Canada that we could certainly tap in terms of getting us cold temperatures, and it's also a source of kind of temperature contrast potential for snowstorms. So we're not out of winter weather certainly yet, but we're going to have to wait and see. Right now, the pattern is kind of calmed down in terms of developing storms, and so that has sort of limited us. And the Arctic front has kind of Arctic fronts have pretty much pulled to our north, and that's kind of allowed some slightly warmer, seasonably warm air to move in over the last week, which is why we've had some snow melt and some nicer temperatures during the day. In terms of satellite imagery, you can see here's our storm. Then our second storm is going to try to form kind of along this boundary layer that's been here for a while. A pretty active subtropical jet stream, not at all unusual in a La Nina year. And so there is going to be a storm that forms here. It's going to storm, but it's going to form well out to sea. And instead of heading straight north to give us a chance at snow, which there was a few hints that maybe this would try to become a storm for Sunday night into Monday earlier this week. But really at this point, all the models are pushing it well out to sea. And I think that's a good call in terms of the flow. There's just not enough upper level energy that's going to catch up at the right time to make that happen. So in terms of our storm tracks, first Friday night clipper, it starts today it's kind of over northern Michigan, or kind of where Lake Huron, Michigan, and Superior come together. It's going to go north north of us, and then kind of out to sea through the St. Lawrence River Valley, and so it's going to sweep a front through. That will give us a chance for some off and on showers. It'll be a lot like yesterday, except I think there's more moisture, slightly more moisture associated with this. So like yesterday, we saw a few bursts of flurries here and there. Same kind of thing here for tomorrow, particularly with that. Some of that precipitation will be in the form of sprinkles, particularly at lower elevations. So if you're skiing tomorrow, though, you can see it could look really pretty for an hour or so, and you could get dusting to a half an inch at the ski areas. A quick coating. But in general, I think most of us just see, even those of us at higher elevations who see snow, just see it in the air. And then at the lower elevations, I think there's mostly sprinkles that come through tomorrow, or a brief little shower rain. So be prepared for that if you're outside tomorrow. Just be prepared that if you're outside at lower elevations, it could sprinkle briefly. And if you're at higher elevations, just for a little bit of snow, shouldn't cause any problems on the roads, although sometimes those snow squalls can briefly make it slippery. And if that happens, just be aware that is a possibility. You might want to just delay your travel a little bit if you see that it's snowing outside. Let it kind of melt on the road, or just take it easy if you do have to be out there when something like that happens. In terms of our forecast for a potential storm track on Sunday night into Monday, you can see the storm is developing Sunday morning well east of Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. It's going to head well out to sea, and here across the northeast, it is, even though this is heading way out to sea, there is a little bit of upper level support that would have been what tried to tried to tap into this storm and kind of create a bigger storm. It's not going to get there, but it will give enough lift in the atmosphere that I think we'll get a little bit of light flurry action basically here over southern Vermont on Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening as well. So it's not not going to be anything that I think amounts to anything more than just some snow in the air, but it will be something to keep an eye out. We also will be quite a bit colder on Sunday, as we'll see in the forecast coming right up now. So on today, we're looking at highs in the upper 30s. Some lower elevations we'll see into the 40s. We do have increasing clouds as that Clipper approaches us from the west today. Overnight, a few flurries as the Clipper moves through 35. We're not really cooling off too much tonight, just enough to kind of keep some of those flurries. And then flurries and sprinkles tomorrow in the upper 30s to near 40. Then we do cool off behind the front. Once the front moves through, we will cool off. It's not a dramatic way sub below zero kind of cool off, but we will cool off some. We're about 10 degrees on average overnight on Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday, we're cooler, highs in the teens for most of us, maybe 20s, some of those lower elevations. A few flurries in the afternoon, and then on overnight, we continue the flurries early. They'll taper off by late evening probably, or before midnight certainly. And then we have a low of about 4 degrees on average for us as we head into Monday morning with a couple cold days. Okay. In terms of your outdoor activities forecast, basically great weekend to get out there, seasonably warm today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, a few light flurries or the sprinkles. Be careful, like I said, about those sprinkles. If you're going to be out, just know that you could get a brief sprinkle. I don't think it's anything. It's not going to kind of make your day difficult to deal with or anything like that, but just be ready for that. And then on Sunday, colder. So if you're going to ski on Sunday, bundle up a little bit, although not really that cold in the teens. Cloudy with a few flurries in the afternoon. Just be prepared for those colder temperatures on Sunday, but otherwise a really great ski weekend. All right, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. It helps make sure that you don't miss any of my videos. And also, I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. And if you're interested in becoming a patron, they're the people who financially support what I do here at the West River Weather Guy. And I really appreciate their help over the years and recently as well. And so give them a shout out, and also remind you that I will be back on Monday with an updated look at not an updated